Welcome to Now You're Cooking. My name is Vera Ambrose, and believe it or not, summertime is finally here. Our special guest today, Chef Zachary Smith, is going to show us how to do a wonderful summer salad. So stay with us, and we'll be right back to see what he has in store for us. Welcome back to Now You're Cooking. I'd like to introduce Chef Zachary Smith. Welcome, Chef.
Thank you. How are you doing today?
Good. I appreciate you coming. So you have a company called Bill of Fare. You're a caterer.
Yes.
And a consultant.
A caterer and a consulting.
And where is your catering company out of?
It's out of Michigan.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's good. Do you do the whole state of Michigan, or do you try to stay up in the UP, or?
I try to stay in the Metro Detroit area.
Okay. All right. Do you do mostly Birmingham, Bloomfield, West Bloomfield?
West Bloomfield, Birmingham, and Grosse Pointe, because I was chef at a restaurant in Grosse Pointe, so I have a lot of
Yeah, you used to be at 123, right?
Yeah, 123 in Grosse Pointe.
Oh, that's wonderful. And what are you going to make here today, Chef?
Today I'm going to make a crunchy salad, which falls in line with summer. It's a cold salad with fresh corn, celery, sweet peppers, and red onions.
Yeah, it sounds wonderful. Nice and light and summery, and especially with the corn.
Yeah.
I assume we're using Michigan corn, right?
Yes.
Good, good. Okay, let's see. Go ahead. You can get started and let's see what's happening.
Okay. First, what I'm going to do is take a bowl and cut the corn off of the cob in the bowl so it doesn't splatter everywhere.
All right. Now, you said you're also a consultant besides being a caterer.
Right. Sometimes I design menus for people, and I do a little dishes and design dishes for certain stores.
Uh-huh. Now, do you design dishes, meaning?
Design
for menus for the restaurants and things like that?
Menus for restaurants or either for a deli in a store, like at a grocery store or something like that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, you said you trained out in San Francisco?
Yes. I did a journeymanship under a German chef, Alex Klein, and I worked in a lot of major hotels. I did a journeymanship as a apprentice and started off in the Hyatt and worked at the Hilton, and I worked for about 10 years as an apprentice, and then I kind of graduated up to a chef position.
That's incredible, because you kind of did it the old-fashioned way.
Right.
Rather than just going to school, studying, running around, you really studied, and these German chefs are usually wonderful.
Right.
I know I studied under one in Puerto Rico, and they're incredible, their training and their background and what they have to offer you.
Yeah, it was very nice training, a very good experience for me. I thought I was very blessed to receive that type of training. I had the opportunity to work with some of the top chefs in the area at the time, and it was very good exposure. Got to do everything from ice sculptures to working with tallow, and also cold works, and it was a lot of fun.
And San Francisco is the place to be for food, that's for sure.
Yeah. A lot of trends. A lot of the top chefs in the country were in San Francisco. And now the food.
Now, are you still connected to San Francisco at all? If I were going to travel to San Francisco tomorrow, could you recommend any restaurants?
Yeah. I could recommend a couple of restaurants and a couple of nice places. I have a friend that's named Roland. He's at La Folie. It's a French restaurant. He's considered one of the hottest guys as far as presentation and art, food art.
What is his name again? Roland?
Roland. And he's at La Folie, which means the folly. And that's a French restaurant. That's on Polk Street. And then I have a friend named Suzette, and she has the Italian restaurant, and that's in the same area downtown.
So, and these restaurants are very recently opened, or they've been around a while?
Well, no, they've been around for about maybe 7 or 8 years. And, of course, now I'm a little bit removed from the area, but when I go out there, I usually look up a few friends and have some relatives out there, and hang out with my buddies and try to mainly go out there for vacation.
That's great. I love that San Francisco area. The vineyards and all that.
Yeah, everything is right there. You can drive an hour and a half and you're up in the wine country.
Right.
Okay, now what I'm going to do.
Okay, let's see. We got the celery and the corn.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should get back to the cooking, huh? Those restaurants in San Francisco, we could talk about those all day.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to do a little red pepper here. It's a good time of year for these red peppers, huh?
Yeah, they're nice and pungent and sweet. Plus to give it a lot of flavor to it.
Uh-huh. It's going to be a beautiful salad. Good color.
Yeah, that's one of the things I think is really important to eating is you have to feel good about what you're eating, and the presentation is one of the things that makes the food enhance the quality of the flavor.
Mm-hmm. Now, what size parties do you cater?
Well, I've done parties in Michigan up to 500, 600.
Those are good-sized parties.
Those are nice-sized parties. But most of the parties range anywhere from about 50 to 150. And then I had one party that was a giant party, roughly about 1,800 people, but that was a 3-day party. And that was kind of spectacular. That was the most spectacular thing I did here in Michigan. And then in San Francisco, I had some really famous parties. I did a party for the city of San Francisco, and that was at the port where the Love Boat comes in.
Oh, yeah.
And that was kind of fabulous.
That's great. See, the thing about San Francisco compared to here, they have a lot of different venues that you can use to have parties. Here, it's hard to bring your own caterer in. Can you recommend any places?
Here?
Where you can cater for them, like for larger parties?
In the Michigan area?
In Michigan area.
I don't know. I just have a few places. Most of my catering is kind of like specialized catering, and I do it at people's homes or if they have a office or their place of business. And a lot of times, if they want a special caterer, they just make the arrangements and with the hall, and then I just go in the hall and do the catering.
Oh, that's great. Because, you know, my whole past is in catering. And now I still do some catering, but not 7 days a week till 3 in the morning every day. And that was our hardest thing, is to find places where we could, you know, actually cater. Because most people have their own set caterers now, so... They
have their own set caterer, and you're kind of stuck with that food.
Right, right.
But the good thing about summertime is that you can set up your own... tent and stage and...
Right, put air conditioning in the tent. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. Put the carpet down.
Put the floor.
Right, right.
The sky is the limit.
Now, do you like to just stick to the food aspect of catering, or do you get into the whole event planning?
Sometimes I get into the whole event. It depends on the situation. Sometimes they might have the event already planned, and then I would come and orchestrate and coordinate the food with the event.
Right.
And that's fine. And then sometimes if people don't know, then I would help them plan the event.
Little red onion.
Yeah.
Now, you didn't blanch the corn at all. You just put it in there raw?
I just put the corn in raw. At this time, you know, the corn is nice and sweet, and it's tender. Plus, we're going to put a little bit of vinegar in there, and that'll help it a little bit.
Now, not only are you a caterer, a consultant, but you're also starting your own spice line. And that's something that we're going to get into when we, you know, come back, and, you know, we'll go through and talk about your different spices. How'd you get started in the spice
business? Actually, it was kind of accident. I was doing a chocolate demonstration at Jacobson's. And a lady asked me if I ever did anything spicy. And I just happened to have some of the blackening spice that I used at the restaurant. And I made it for a customer who was pregnant with her second child, and she really liked the dish that I had on the menu, but she couldn't come into the restaurant, so I started making it for her. And next thing I know, people started asking for it, and I went to the store and put it in the store under a simple label, and everything started working out pretty good.
That's incredible. You see, you never know how things will get started.
So it's kind of like an accident that I stumbled into, and then it's just been growing on me more and more. Okay, got a little tears from the onions.
Don't be crying. Does anybody have a tissue? No.
Okay.
So we got our salad coming along.
The salad is right here. What we're going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of tarragon vinegar in it.
Okay.
I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons. And just a dab of walnut oil.
Okay. Now, you prefer walnut oil as opposed to olive oil, or you find it lighter, or?
I find it a little bit lighter and a little sweeter.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Okay.
And what I want here is I just want the flavor of all of the vegetables. I don't really want to discard it with any herbs or anything.
That's lovely.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's take a little break here. And when we come back, we'll talk about your spices. And we're going to cook some chicken off to put on top of the salad, right?
Right.
And so stay right with us, and we'll be right back. I'm glad you could come back. I'm here with Chef Zachary Smith, and we're just going to finish up the salad. We forgot a little bit of cucumber, so why don't we put that in there? Okay. And then we'll talk a little bit. Well, we can start talking about your spices a little bit. They look very interesting. Yeah. How long have these been out on the market?
Well, the blackening spice has been out with a simple label for over a year.
Uh-huh.
And then in the last 7 months, I came out with the other 3, the Mediterranean Magic, soft herbs, and the Chelsea spice.
Yeah.
And I put the color labels on it and new bottling or new packaging.
And they can find these spices in which stores?
Well, right now they're in the specialty stores, Merchant of Vino's, Vicks, Papa Joe's, and all of the specialty stores, and also Marcus in Detroit area, Raphael, and
so pretty much the gourmet stores.
Pretty much the gourmet stores right now.
And if their store doesn't have it, they better ask for it, right?
They should ask for it, and then maybe their store start carrying it soon.
Right, and we just call it Chef Zachary?
Chef Zachary.
I like the name. You know, the soft herbs and Mediterranean magic. It gives a feel, you know, a feel for food rather than just...
Yeah, I look at food as a romantic art, and I think it has to have some type of ambiance or character. And so when I make a dish, I kind of like to create a name for it. And with the spices, that's what I was hoping to create, what they kind of felt to me. And the Mediterranean Magic is a blend of romantic herbs that gives you like an Italian, Grecian style of cooking. And it's good for all types of meats, fish, or vegetables, or sauces. And so the soft herbs is kind of like a delicate arrangement of all of the delicate parsleys.
Right. That's nice. So this is called Chelsea spice. And what do we use this Chelsea spice for? Well,
the Chelsea spice is my all-purpose, all-around spice. I named that after my daughter, and it's really a beautiful spice. You can use it on anything from popcorn to chicken, fish, cheese. Comes with no salt, sugar, or MSG, so it's also heart smart, and you can add whatever salt that you want to add to it. And it's just a great all-around, all-purpose seasoning spice. And the majority of the Americans grew up with a seasoned spice. And so here, you know, we have a seasoned spice that's healthy as opposed to laced with a lot of salt or MSG. Okay, now we got that finished.
Okay.
Now what we're going to do is I'm going to...
do you want me to turn this on for you here?
Yes, please. Put it on medium.
Okay. There we go.
So now now we have the salad finished. What I'm going to do is I have some chicken breast that has been trimmed down and cleaned, washed, and trimmed down.
Okay. It's not marinated or anything, it's just...
No. Okay. You can marinate this a day ahead of time if you want, or a few hours ahead of time. But what I'm going to do is put the spices right on just to show you that's one of the beauties. I'm going to use the Chelsea spice on this with just a little bit of walnut oil.
Okay. So you named it after your daughter. That's kind of neat, huh?
Yeah.
How old's your daughter?
She's 8.
She's 8.
Yeah. She just turned 8 on Father's Day.
Ah.
So that's kind of special.
Yeah, that's nice, huh?
Okay. So I got the little oil in here. And then what I'm going to do is just sprinkle a little Chelsea spice.
Okay. Just a little.
Just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, we want a little kick to it.
We want to make sure we got some good seasoning on that chicken.
Right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of kosher salt in it, not much.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
And we'll toss this a little bit.
looks like it's going to be good. Do we need some oil in this pan?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to put just a little bit of oil. We got a little oil on it already, so we don't really need too much. Okay. And you can bake this or grill it or roast it, you know, because we're indoors. We're going to go ahead and cook it in a pan.
Okay.
Okay, we got the pan going?
Yep, we're ready.
Okay. Toss it, give it a little bit of a toss. Now what I'm going to do is I would just like to squeeze just a little bit of lemon juice in it to enhance the flavor.
Okay.
Okay.
That's nice. It's got some good color from the, spices.
Oh yeah. Not only does it have good flavor, if you want to use it for a garnish for deviled eggs or cheese or gratiny things, it also adds a nice color to it. Okay.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to add it. Get the pan. And we don't need to add any oil because it already has a little oil on it.
Okay.
And you can use whatever oil you like, walnut oil, salad oil, canola oil. Okay.
Yeah, that's nice, pretty.
And that's pretty easy, nice and colorful, nice in flavor. Okay.
So we'll get that cooking.
And we got that cooking. What I'm going to do is set up the plate.
Okay.
And I'm going to put the salad in the casserole dish.
Now, should we make this salad a day ahead of time so the vegetables get a chance to marinate, or is it fine just to make it right before?
You can make it a day ahead of time. It'll hold for 2 or 3 days. It's a real nice salad, or you can make it a couple hours before you get ready to serve it, and that'll be fine too.
But I guess if you want to keep the crunchy salad.
Yeah, I like it crunchy, so if you like it really crunchy, you can make it the same day and just put it in the refrigerator.
All right.
Since the vegetables are fresh and uncooked, the crunchiness will hold. But if you want just to pick up a little bit more flavor of the vinegar and a little bit of walnut oil that I laced it, and I laced it with a little walnut oil because we're doing the chicken.
Right. Now, what other variations of this salad could we do?
Well,
besides chicken, salmon?
You can put salmon on it. It'd be real nice, or shrimp. Or you can put vegetables, like, say, maybe grilled mushrooms, you know, portobello mushrooms.
Oh, that's nice, too. We wanted to keep it all vegetarian.
If you wanted to keep it all vegetarian. Or eggplant would be really nice. Or tomatoes. Or just sliced avocados fanned on top of it.
See, that's nice, some avocado, and because that's a real nice base for avocados.
Oh, yeah, this would be really nice for avocados. Or if you wanted to turn it into like a crunchy salsa, you can dice up some fresh tomatoes that are very ripe, leave them out into the sun until they get really nice and ripe, and then put some tomatoes in it and turn it into like a little salsa.
Wow, it really smells great. Yeah. Now you can really get the full scent of the spices.
Right. You can smell the bouquet as it's cooking.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
Sure.
How's it look, Chef?
It looks good. Usually the rule, once it comes up, it's seared pretty good. I used to wait.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. You can do it.
Go ahead.
I mean, you're a chef and you're right. Okay, here we go. We're going to twist it over.
But I'm not a master chef like you.
Well, yeah. I know, you'd be surprised these days. I talk to a lot of older people, like my grandmother or different people, and they never had any formal training, but they can almost cook anything you lay on the table. So I think the trick is to get people to enjoy your food, and that's really an accomplishment itself.
Is that where you learned to cook, from your grandmother?
Well, actually, my mother started teaching me how to cook, and then when my grandmother used to babysit, she found out that my brother and I was cooking, and we started off making desserts, and that's how I kind of got really enthused about cooking and excited, and then it just led to one thing, and then next thing I know, I kind of bumped into it again out of high school. I went to college for a couple of years to be a dentist.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yeah. So
dentistry, cooking,
dentistry,
it's all the same.
It's all the same, a little chemistry here and a little chemistry there. So.
That's great.
What I'm gonna,
okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I have a nice vine-ripe tomato.
Okay.
And I'm going to slice it and use it as a garnish for the chicken and the salad.
Okay.
And we'll cut up some little wedges here. And we'll just lay that right along.
Now, have you seen a lot of those, you know, that new vine ripe, the real red tomatoes?
Yes.
Do you use a lot of those, or do you still prefer the plum tomatoes? I know the tomatoes in the store now aren't that great. Even in the summertime, maybe
well, a lot of times,
August, September.
Yeah, a lot of times I go ahead and use the vine ripe. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's a little sweeter tasting tomato. The plum tomato, I like to cook with that.
Uh-huh.
Or the Roma tomato. I like to cook with that one.
Yeah.
You know, because
will you roast them off, or?
Sometimes I roast them off, cut them in half, and roast them in a slow oven and let them dry.
Yeah. Now, when you say a slow oven, 100 degrees, 150, 200?
About 130 to 100 and about 130 degrees.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is I'll sprinkle a little oil and herbs on it, like basil or either some herbs, and then I just roast it in the oven real slow, and just let them kind of dry out.
For how long?
Sometimes for 6 hours.
Wow.
Or 8 hours.
Because sometimes I try to roast my tomatoes, and I just can't find those 6 hours, so I just like 350, done.
Done, yeah. Well, or you can put a little olive oil and let them marinate, and then just sprinkle a little kosher salt or a little salt on them. Yeah. And then put them in the oven overnight at around 100 degrees.
Oh, yeah, that's true,
you know, just as low as your oven could be without the oven cutting off.
Yeah.
And in that way, they'll come out really nice and be similar to like an oven-dried
There's nothing like them, like that sweetness, and
it
they're
brings
just
the
incredible.
sugar out, and it's really incredible.
Oh. How's our chicken?
Let's see.
I'm burning up your chicken, Zachary.
No, it's fine.
We'll come right back, because we got to get the chicken off. And he's going to show us, we're going to taste his crunchy salad. So we'll be right back.
If you'd like a copy of today's recipe, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Now You're Cooking, 15200 Mercantile Drive, Dearborn, Michigan, 48120. Be sure to include the show number with your request.
I'm just hanging out here with Chef Zachary Smith, and we're getting ready to plate up his crunchy summer salad. And we're going to taste it a little bit, huh?
Yes.
Now, he's done this chicken with his very own he calls it Chelsea spice, and it just smells incredible. I can't wait to taste it, so let's see. A little bit of lemon rind, too?
Yeah, cutting up a little fine zest of lemon.
Uh-huh.
And then what I'm going to do is put a little salad on the plate.
Okay.
Okay.
It's got some nice color.
Okay. This is very light, and you can serve this any time of the day.
And healthy, because you really put very little oil on it.
Right. It's just laced with just a few drops of oil. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is take a piece of chicken.
Okay.
I'll take this one. It's got nice color. And what I'm going to do is
julienne it up a little bit there,
julienne it up a little bit, yeah. Okay, then I take a little bit of lemon zest, sprinkle it on top.
Oh, that's nice. That's really pretty. Okay, are we ready to taste?
Sure, we're ready.
Let's start with a little chicken. And don't get nervous, you know.
Okay.
You're the master chef. I'm just the host.
Well, you gotta like it.
Mmm. That spice is incredible.
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
It's really great. Mm. So again, if they need a caterer, they can call you.
They can call me.
If they need a spice line, they can call you. No, they can call Merchant 100. It's one of the specialty stores. And let's just put these up here again. This spice is just incredible. It's not too spicy, not too hot, just wonderful. I appreciate it, Chef, and thank you so much for joining us, and good luck with your catering company called Bill of Fare, and that was just that summertime feeling.
All right.
Thanks for being with us today, and enjoy your summer, and enjoy this salad, and have a wonderful day.